Today, I want to talk a bit about emotion and its place in a scene. I feel often as actors, we feel it's only good if we're really feeling sad, if we're really feeling anger, and we have to show that. We have to show how deep in rage we are. We have to, if we're, in a sad scene, if we're crying, we gotta really cry. We have to really, you have to really overdo it. You feel like you have to show that you're feeling something when often the emotion you're feeling in a scene isn't the goal of the scene. Usually you want something really badly and emotion arises as a byproduct. And I'm going to show you some examples of what I mean. The first clip is a scene from Moneyball. Chris Pratt here is a baseball player, but he can no longer throw the ball. He's injured his arm. This is a great touch. He's actually tenderly holding his arm, which is injured in the scene. But essentially, Brad Pitt and his partner have come to Chris Pratt, and despite the fact that he has a really bad throwing arm, they want to hire him for their baseball team. And Chris Pratt wants to play baseball. He wants to be a professional baseball player, but his arm is injured, and that is serving as a problem. So again, his goal in the scene is to get hired, and he doesn't want to show that he's kind of messed up about his arm. He doesn't want to be perceived as weak. He doesn't want to be perceived as someone who can no longer play the game. He wants to be perceived as someone who still has a chance. He's not going to overdo it. He's not going to go, oh, my arm, it's so... No, the emotion of frustration is going to arise, but it's not going to be overdone because, again, that emotion has nothing to do with getting what he wants, playing baseball.
How's the elbow, Scott?
It's good. It's really good. It's great.
Again, he's going to lie here because his need in the scene is he wants to play baseball, professional baseball for a team. So that's why he's lying, and he's masking his frustration. He's hiding that emotion because that emotion is not the goal. The goal is for him to play professional baseball. But now he's also a noble character. He's a virtuous person, so he's going to tell the truth, but he's not going to reveal the depths of his sorrows. Let's watch that.
It's really good. It's great. I can't throw the ball at all.
You're throwing your last ball from behind home plate, is what I'd say.
Well.
Good news is, we want you at first. We want you to play first base for the Oakland A's.
Again, all his emotion is a result of him trying to get what he wants, but the emotion is not the goal of the scene. So here's a clip from The Hunt. This is Mads Mikkelsen. I think it's Jagten, the original title. And here he's been falsely accused of being a pedophile. And the town basically, they've decided that he touched a kid when he did not do that. And he's in church now, and he's lost a dear friend of his. There's a friendship he had, but now that friend thinks Mads Mikkelsen is a pedophile. So he no longer wants to be friends with him. And Mads Mikkelsen's really distraught about this. But again, he wants the friendship back, Deep down, that's what he wants. Again, this scene's going to play out in a very chaotic way because there's been so much build up to this point. But my main point here, he's not trying to cry. That's not his goal. He wants to be accepted by the town. He wants his life back. And those tears are a result of him not getting that at the current moment.
Het baan erfurt, beter.
Again, there's a kid in the choir here that wrongly accused him of pedophilia. He didn't do it in the film. That's the kid. So yeah, I'm gonna stop it there, but it's so small, it's so subtle. You can tell that he's He's terribly sad, but that sadness is not his goal in the scene. He doesn't want to be sad. You know, real people, real humans, when we feel something, extreme sadness, extreme anger, we don't want to feel that. We want to come back to baseline. We want to feel happy. We don't like those emotions. So again, those emotions arise as a result of often not getting what you want in the scene. They're not the goal of the scene, which I feel we often mistake it to be. Here's another clip from Moneyball. It's just a fantastic movie, so there's so much to learn. So basically, Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill have an entire new way of running the baseball team. So they've created an entirely new roster, a new baseball team, and they've given it to the manager, who is played by Philip Seymour Hoffman here. But this team is very unconventional, and by all standard baseball metrics at the time, it's a terrible team, and Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill have basically fired really good players. And Philip Seymour Hoffman here is left to essentially, he's the one who decides who plays where, what position, when are you going to be on the bench, when are you on the field. He's got really crappy players in his mind, and he thinks he's been just totally thrown to the wayside. As a result, we're going to see in this scene, he's not trying to be angry. He just is, as a result of what's happened and what he wants. Imagine you want to do the best you can with a baseball team, but you've been given the crappiest players in the league, and it's essentially career suicide. What can you possibly do? You're going to be pissed at the person who gave you that when you believe that you had a good team to begin with, or a decent team, a better team, than after Brad Pitt went and messed it up. He doesn't want to feel angry, he just is. Emotion isn't the goal. It arises from the given circumstances, what's going on. So I'm going to play the scene, and basically Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill are coming to Philip Seymour Hoffman, and they've cut even more players, and they're messing up the roster in Philip Seymour Hoffman's mind.
All right, you got a minute? Yeah. Take a seat.
Not happy to see him. So you can tell he's pissed, but he's not, throwing glasses. He's not showing them how mad he is. He's just contained, and it's there.
You can't start Pena first tonight. You'll have to start Hatterberg.
Yeah, I don't want to go 15 rounds, Billy. The lineup card is mine, and that's all.
Okay, the lineup card is definitely yours. I'm just saying you can't start Pena at first.
Well, I am starting him at first.
I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now.
You traded Pena?
He's so mad. You can see it, but it's so small. He registered, you traded. He's registering that. He's thinking about what he just heard. And it's just a subtle head movement. You traded Pena. It's not hands in the air. It's not bigger than it needs to be. His goal in this moment is to confirm, was Pena traded? So that's as big as he needs to be. Did you trade him? It's not, did you trade him? That's me trying to show you how I feel about it. It's just, did you trade him? Confirming. That's all he needs to know.
Yeah. And Menachino, Hilgis, Tam are all being sent down.
You are outside your mind.
Yeah, cuckoo.
My main goal here was to point out that extreme emotion is almost never the goal of a scene. Usually you want something as your character, and emotion arises because of that. Emotion's not the goal. It's what you need and want. That's the goal, and emotion's a byproduct of you trying to get that. As an audience member, I want to feel something. I'm going to fill it in for you. If you're not showing me how mad you are, if you're keeping it contained, I'm going to be mad for you. If you're not showing me how sad you are, if you're not trying to make me feel sad, if it's contained, if it's small, if you're feeling it and you're keeping it at a human level, then I'm going to fill it in for you. I'm going to feel sad for you, but not if you try and tell me how to feel.